forget about the big things, so make we talk about the small things,
Good morning, listeners out there. My name is Noho Fred. This is the Envirologist Unquestioned. We are here today. It's a usual thing. Every Thursday we come here to discuss issues that are affecting our society. On this day, I'm the one taking on the driver's seat because our major partner, Mr. Richard Benin, is unavoidably absent. How about you pray for him as we are praying for him here too? Yes. And Ayo Okotie, our third partner, as usual, is busy somewhere, and so he sent his words of greeting. This morning we'll be talking about the drivers of corruption in civil service. And before we dive into the topic fully, I'd like to mention that, as usual,
now guys got this studio. I greet now for the hours.
Yeah, that's Oriakova himself, Endurance. Yeah, he's going to be, handling the matter with me this morning, as we also expect that callers will call in at the appropriate time, to check in their own ideas. So the topic this morning again is drivers of corruption in civil service. But before we go directly into that, Endurance, there's something I'd like to mention.
Yeah.
A particular story that was sent to us by one of our fathers. I read the story and it made a lot of sense. And I feel that story is actually titled, "Am I a Thief?" So I was curious when I saw the title, "Am I a Thief?" And I decided to read through the story. Now, so there are two strands to the story. The first one is a Sudanese who went to Ireland in the United Kingdom for medical tourism, as they always say. So on the day he was supposed to, he was admitted to the hospital, he was supposed to pay £309 as the fees. But because of change, he couldn't lay hand on £9, so he paid £310. He got his medical whatever, and then returned back to Sudan, his country. Weeks later, he received a letter from the hospital. In that envelope was £1 change. And then they wrote to him that you erroneously paid £310 as against £309 during your medical exercise here in the UK. Here is your £1 change. £1 change sent from Ireland to the UK. Now, if we look at that properly, we'll find that the cost of postage from Ireland to Sudan, the cost of envelope and all of that is well over that £1.
Yeah.
This is a case of integrity. So the organization, the hospital, had to spend more money just to return £1, more than £1 to return £1.
Yeah.
To the man in Sudan.
Yeah.
The second one was this same person was still in that country in Ireland. Usually, each time he walks home, there is a place, one of the grocery shops, where he stops to buy certain things. On that particular day, he's been buying from there. So, but that particular day, he noticed that for the same product, one was 18 shillings, one was 20 shillings, and the same thing. So he asked, "Why the difference? Why is this one 18 shillings and this one is 20 shillings when they are the same thing?" So the lady in charge explained that, yes, cocoa, which was the main product for producing that particular item, usually come from Nigeria, and currently they are having issues with receiving cocoa So because of that issues, there's a bit of, inflation in the price.
Yeah.
So this one that is 20 shillings is the one that they have produced with the new price.
Yeah.
The one for 18 shillings is still the same thing, but that stock was what they had before.
Exactly.
Now, not that there's a difference between the two. And the man was like, so why don't just mix the whole thing together and sell for 20 shillings?
Exactly.
And the lady asked, are you a thief? Do you understand?
Exactly.
They asked, are you a thief? And he was embarrassed. Yeah, so that's that. If I do that, it means I'm a thief. So the two cases that I have mentioned here, one has to do with a certified organization, a hospital, who had to spend more than £2 to return a £1 change. The other one is somebody on the streets, a private individual, who, knowing the cost of, the different costs of this, though they are the same, decided to say that, okay, this one was my old stock, which I bought cheaper. I'm selling it at 18 shillings. This one is the new stock, which I bought a bit higher. I'm selling it at 20 shillings. It tells the whole story. So based on that, that's why we want to look at the topic today. Drivers of corruption in civil service. Now, as you know, when we talk about drivers of corruption, there are a whole lot of things that comes to mind. Institutional drivers, economic drivers, political drivers, individual, cultural, administrative. So first,
before we talk about the drivers, sir,
yes,
I would like to re-emphasize that when we are looking at corruption, most especially in the civil service,
yes,
of recent, I have thought and discovered, because through my engagement in civil service personnel, going from offices to offices that offer administrative duties and government agencies, I discovered that there is no civil agency I enter that I will not spot corruption.
Okay.
There is no civil agency that I enter that I will not spot corruption. So the issue of corruption is both the head, the center, and the tail when it comes to Nigeria.
Everywhere.
Now, I was not thinking. Yesterday, I was doing the thinking. Since there is corruption everywhere, why do these people still point fingers to the top, that the top is corrupt, when they themselves are corrupt? I remember when I was in school, I went to one of the offices to get letter of English proficiency from my school. And the woman that was on desk charged me 10,000 naira.
To give that letter?
To give me that letter. When I left there, I discovered that the price for that letter is just 3,000 naira.
And she had to make profit of
7,000 naira.
Of
so
you.
What is that? That is a clear thief. Now, of recent again, I went to do to authenticate my birth certificate. The person I met in National Population Commission charged 35,000. Later, I will settle a matter.
You had a birth certificate, because I heard you mention authentication.
Yes,
you had a birth certificate.
I had it just to authenticate it with a Ministry of Foreign Affairs or Ministry of Justice.
Oh, so okay. So this person I know say you want Japan.
Yes, he can't charge me 35,000 naira. A citizen of Nigeria charged by somebody sitting in the office working for the government that amount. Now, this same person tomorrow will say the country is bad and Tinubu is not doing well. Whereas you yourself, you are a thief.
I know, because she is graduating. One day she may be elected as governor. and these things will readily come to mind. This habit will come to mind. Anyway. Are you done with your?
Yes, I just make our listeners so they get the picture of, say, even when they listen to us, you may be as corrupt
as the man that you are pointing
fingers at. Exactly.
All right. So, drivers of corruption in public service. We have a lot of, like I said earlier, one of the things that, under institutional driver of corruption, we have weak oversight and accountability.
Yeah.
So what that means is that government, there's a lack of oversight function.
Yes.
To actually, supervise people and make sure that what they are supposed to do is what they are doing, and they are not taking extra.
Exactly.
What do you think? How do these people actually do this?
Exactly. This morning, I was at Zenith Bank and I had a news headline that ICPC just caught 908 suspected ghost worker in the civil service. When you as a government, one of your strong responsibility is to hold people accountable, most especially the civil servants accountable for the actions. But the problem now comes where the people that are in government are the helms of affairs. They are not holding themselves accountable for anything. Talk less a civil servant that is somewhere. They not even care because they know that they are as corrupt as, so they do not even concern them what goes on down there. But I was very happy to see that ICPC was able to spot that in, and I know say many that number is more than 908.
That same news item mentioned also that the Nigerian police,
exactly,
is the highest. That such numbers is the highest.
Oh Jesus.
900. Why are you laughing at? Okay. So what is coming to your mind now that you are laughing like this? Let's hear it.
I beg.
Okay.
Okay. This if you go developing countries, for example, I have friends who are in UK, and your every minute in the public service is accounted for out there.
Yeah.
Every minute. That is a system that works. That is a system that checks accountability in the civil service. Now, when we talk about corruption for civil service, the reason why the corruption persists there is because, as you said, what we are looking at, no accountability, no institutional check.
Yes.
So that is why it persists. And who will check the system? Is it a corrupt system that will check a subordinate corrupt system?
Okay, let's look at this issue now. The Nigerian police being the highest, having the highest number of ghost workers, according to ICPC. Now, if we look at one of the economic drivers, one of the items on why corruption is festering, one of the drivers under the economic drivers is low salary, poverty, and all of that. So let's look at that. Now, in the police hierarchy, when there are ghost workers there, who they collect the salary? Now the IG, or now the commissioner of police, or now that policeman when they stand for when they collect 20 naira, they collect the salary. Who do you think collects that?
In parts, in cases like that, we've discovered through interactions and all that most time there is a path is set between the Oga. Okay. If you trace that thing, you will discover, say,
as in the IG.
The head is aware of that.
Okay. So there's a path between the IG, between some people who are in charge of finances, finance in the Nigerian police force.
Make I give you an example, clear example. The National Service, NYSC, National Youth Service Corps.
Yeah.
Now there are some ghost corps members. Now, how did they ghost the service? When they go to the LI, the local government person, that's the
local level.
Inspector,
local government level, yeah.
Now, they will come to an agreement with him. Take also percentage of the alawi. I know good the report for my PP. Once it is time, I just come and print my presence and go back to what I'm doing. So they ghosted that. You see the channel at which the ghosting is established. So if they checkmate this process, you will discover, say, the bosses in civil service that had that ghost worker, their hands are not clean.
Okay.
Clearly, their hands are not clean.
Okay.
Yes, because as an head of an office, you are charged with the responsibility of managing.
Because, using the Nigerian police force as a clear example of this issue, for somebody's name to be in the payroll of the NPF, it means there was a level of interview, there was a letter of
documentation,
letter of employment, whatever. There is a service number, there is all those things.
Yeah.
You understand? Now, something else is coming to my mind. Now, if you say that the head probably is aware and that it has a part, do you link this to the Adeniyi? Is it Adeniyi? What's his name? The man at the fake agency. Adeniyi, right? Are they the same? Do you think that they share the same similarities?
Yes, now it's similar.
Because Adeniyi seems to be saying that a certain high-level official collected 400 million, and he was supposed to balance in 300 million. It was at the point of asking for the three. Now what did you talk about? I'm not did. So do they share similarities? The same thing?
Definitely, they share.
Okay, so why the policeman on the road, the corporal, the non-commissioned officer is on the road collecting the 2020 naira with the vest? Somebody else, when they are at the top, when they stand for road,
if they expect something.
How much do you think is the salary of a police officer? The one who they stand for.
I don't really know their categories.
Maybe 50,000, maybe 60,000.
But the minimum wage for Nigeria, we know how much. Now, when we talk about the economic as well, we should be looking at the minimum wage. Minimum wage now 77,000 naira, be 70,000.
Okay.
Fuel for Nigeria, 1 liter now. Some filling station they say 120.
That's an old rate, because as at yesterday, NIP, I what they call them, the institution where they in charge of petrol for selling for Nigeria, I don't increase the price of fuel with 100 and something naira. I read that. So that the prices of fuel for Nigeria today, as at today for fuel, is not supposed less than 1,300 and something.
Okay. Now, the police when they go work for roads, I don't think say that they fuel their car for them. Now they pay policeman 70. The minimum wage story is 70 something thousand. The rank, I know say when it comes to rank, the pay is different. But let's use the minimum wage of Nigeria and let's see the economic driver of corruption. Person when they give 70 something thousand naira as minimum wage, how you expect make it survive for 30 days?
Okay.
Now, that person must look for ways
to cover the expenses.
He
must spend money now.
Exactly. Now, if now there you see say people will not get integrity, can they enter corruption small. Because when you come off it, the common language for Nigeria, bro, Alpha, bro, anything for your guy. You never enter places like that when you hear anything for you. Why did they say anything for you?
Show us love.
Show us love. That's the common grammar in Nigeria. Show us love. Show us love. Why did they say show us love? Because if you don't show them love, their belly infrastructure will get us. So these are the drivers of corruption.
So, there was a time long ago in one of our, program here, I mentioned that government, in a way, is weaponizing poverty on the people by the virtue of the fact that, they pay very low salaries, because the salaries, that if you pay somebody 100,000 naira today, as salary to work for 23 days and to cover 30 days month, is not going to work. All right? So, this has become one of the issues, one of the reasons why people have to make ends meet by looking at different things to do.
Yeah.
It's a case of survival to a lot of them. So those of them who are at that level, who find it difficult to survive, because when you earn your salary, you have your wife,
yes.
You have 2 kids, the minimum, and there's a possible one person from the family that is also expected to earn something from you. And this is Africa. It's not just about you and your family. It's about the entire family, the extended family. So you find that it's difficult for us to actually survive. And to survive, one must be, have to do a lot I'm not justifying why somebody has to be corrupt. But if government actually want to push corruption to the background, seriously to the background, then we must pay commensurate salaries to people who work for us.
Exactly.
To ensure that corruption is reduced. You cannot tell, because if government was to sack people who are corrupt, they will sack nearly everybody in the civil service.
Exactly.
Nearly everybody.
Exactly.
In the civil service will be sacked. Even the commissioner of police.
Exactly.
At the end of the day. Just take a look at the professor in the university. What he says, it's just recently that the professor is now earning 1.something million. All right. Yeah. So, but these are serious cases. Now, we also have issues of political drivers.
Yeah.
Now, some weeks, is it weeks? I read that the government of Delta State has approved the employment of teachers, more teachers in secondary school in Delta State. Okay, so now there will be I'm sure people are now putting in applications and all of that. One of the things you are likely to see is that even if you are qualified, you might not be employed at the end of the day because you don't have a link to
connection,
to the people there that can ensure that your name falls on the list of those who are employed. Yeah. So let's look at that area. How is political drivers increasing the issue of corruption in Nigeria?
Oh, okay. When you say political drivers, that's very important, because if you check what really drives the economic of a nation is the political strength of that nation. If the political strength is weakened, when I say political strength, I'm talking in terms of administration, how the political structure administers its duty to the people. When there is a fault in that process, you discover that both the economy and otherwise in that society is bound to crumble. That is the problem of Nigeria. Now, the problem is starting from the head, whether we like it or not. When they talk about short minimum wage, corruption in the civil service, waiting make the minimum wage not be enough. Things are expensive in the market. And one of the drivers of prices in the market is tied to politics, the politics of the nation.
Yes.
The political structure. For example, fuel now. A common man not the drive fuel price, no. I don't know how fuel price they come about. So now from the head there, if they really want us to live better, they know what to do. That's the fact. The political, the people at the ends of affairs, they know what to do to want to make everybody live better. You cannot expect a driver who is buying fuel for some so price that cannot influence the fuel price. Can they reduce the cost for transportation? No. So that makes it tight for everybody.
Okay.
Yes.
Thank you very much.
Yes.
Now, we're going to open the line shortly. But before we do that, I'd like to call the numbers that you can dial to get our attention. The first one is a WhatsApp number. Send WhatsApp messages to 08022931931. I repeat that again. 08022931931. You can call 08056692969. That is 08056692969. You can call us on these numbers right away, and we'll be able to. We want to hear from you your points. Endurance, is there something you'd like to say before we expect
I think
callers to call it? Hello, yeah. Okay, good morning. Good. Yeah, is that our friend? Okay, there's a bit of noise in your background. Yeah, you can go ahead.
Okay, hi, Mr. Richard Benitez.
Yeah, it's a bit under the weather, but I think it's going to get better soon.
Okay, we thank God for that. Wish him all the best.
Hello. Hello. Please, can you turn down the the volume of your radio set? It's interfering with what you are saying. Or simply just walk away from that area. Yeah, I can hear you now. Can you hear me? All right.
So, saying that if we want to tell ourselves the truth, the corruption in our country today is being caused by the foreigners who are trying to say that they are doing one good thing or the other. You see, in this country today, the Americans, the UK, they determine who becomes our president. I've never thought about it. Why is it that we cannot choose our own president? These are the fundamentals of corruption. All right? Then, if you live there, somebody in this country now left this country with over 220 trillion naira. Just one man, just one corrupt man. Oh. Now, think about if the GMD of NFCT can do that, what will the minister of NFCT do who is corrupt? What will Mr. President do? What will a corrupt president do? Look at our budget. Over 8 trillion naira cannot be accounted for. All right? So if you look at the fundamentals of corruption, first of all, it is a foreign cabal. Then you now come to the local cabals here. What is happening? I'm not supporting corruption at the local level, but what is happening? It is caused by those at the top. Like Peter Obi rightly said, if the head is not feeling, then those at the bottom are going to do what? They are going to check themselves. But when Mr. President, Mr. Governor have collected a lion's share, what do you expect those at the bottom to do? What would you expect them to do? Today, the massive suffering today in our country. Look at it. This is a country that in the 1974, we borrowed money to the World Bank. In 1975, we borrowed money to IMF. This same country, but today they are looting, they are borrowing to loot. You see the problem we're having, sir. So when we talk about the drivers of corruption, sir, first of all, the foreign cabals, the local cabals. What we are seeing in the ministries and the rest, they are just another big shot again is the banks. The banks is another big quiet people that are destroying this country, heavily corrupt, but nobody is talking about it. Okay, so I really appreciate you guys for bringing out this topic. I just want to let us look at this other aspect. These are the fundamentals, sir. If we can deal with this country will be a better place. Thank you, sir.
Oh, thank you very much, Pastor Evangelist Christopher. That's what. You have anything to say there?
Yes, I have. With what he said, I rightly agree. But the point where I would not totally agree with is although we have foreign influence aiding bad governance in Nigeria, but we should not capitalize on that, because if we do that, it means we are incapable of choosing right leaders for ourselves. Okay. What do we do at the moment to disband the class of foreign influence when it comes to choosing leaders? Is to get your PVC and vote out any person you think is there that is not doing well. And when it comes to the issue of corruption, if, for example, we lost 1 trillion at the national level, it will reflect in our economy. It will reflect in the well-being of the citizens of Nigeria.
Okay, thank you. Hello, good morning. Okay, your name and where you're calling from, please. Okay.
But what I want to talk about, though everybody knows that the government is not trying for this period. So, but at least we, the branches, somehow, it doesn't mean that if your leader is bad, then you yourself before Olawa should be bad.
Exactly.
At least the little one that is getting to the local government, another one. If you are not imitating the bad from the up, you can also manage it to do your own part for your own state, especially your own state. Because actually the government will not just look into your state, except you are the one who bring the problem at your state. So, and second, I really want to talk about this ghost workout. So, at least Nigeria should do something about this ghost workout. those workers, because many of our youth, many graduates are out there without work, and you, in place of to employ people, you are not employing good workers, and people which human living, they are capable, they are there to do it. So we will not do it. Please, I really want the government to work on those good workers so that most of our graduates and the certificate get the opportunity. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you for your time. Endurance.
Yeah.
I just want to tell one small story. Back in the years, that was in the early 2000s, a friend was working under the Delta State government, and he had to go to the UK. He left. 10 years later, his name was still in the payroll.
Wow.
So, but there's a message here from someone, and I'd like to read it out to us. Say, good morning, Mr. Fred and Mr. Endurance. Corruption is an institution driven by professors at the helm of affairs. God will help us in this country. Please, sir, I want to draw your attention to calamity waiting to happen along the Ughelli-Isoko-Asaba Expressway, Igrovie. This truck driver, during a high traffic period, always ply the wrong way, most times at 7 p.m. when traffic is at its peak. Please, the LGA people should please come and salvage the situation. Keve from Igrovie. Yeah, so that's a very serious one. Hello. Yeah, good morning. Your name and where you call? Sorry? Okay, Ekman from Mike from Ekman. Go ahead, please.
Okay, I like this. Your topic is very enlightening. I believe that we have highlighted the problem for corruption. But one aspect we would like to look towards is not totally giving those foreign aid having influence in our electoral system. I believe we as a Nigerian, the black people, they are greedy. The greedy nature of ourselves is more than it's alarming. Okay, do you want to tell me that Abia State Governor Alex Otti is he not in this same country? So all the ones they are stealing, the little they give to you as a state government should be able to do something to affect the life of the citizens. The common people, they are totally greedy. What I know, the solution is the people that are choosing the leaders, they are not allowing their vote to prevail. But despite that, out of the 100% people who voted for the election, at least like 40% voted for the presidency leader. You should try to do things that will benefit those 40% at least. But the people are just greedy. They are too greedy. It's greed. Because all the money they are stealing now, one cannot finish it in his lifetime. Why are you stealing money? Why are you still stealing money? Really, the cause of the corruption, the major cause. That's it.
Thank you very much, my friend. It is true that the money that they are stealing, they cannot finish. What they are doing is to actually amass wealth for their great-grandchildren. Okay, so we have another message here. Good morning, presenter. I am Okezi Enyovie from Ogara, Delta State. This corruption we are talking about is every sector in Nigeria. The only way corruption can be stopped in Nigeria is to pay workers well. Thank you very much. We highlighted that earlier, that the issue with a lot of the corrupt issue is because people are actually poor, and the government is not paying commensurate amount, for people to actually live well above board. Hello, good morning. Right, good morning. Go ahead.
I'm highly elated and surprised that people could be discussing on how to stem corruption and looking at the driving force of corruption. And that, if you look at it, that is why people don't want to retire. They keep on falsifying age because of the other side of life doesn't seem to cushion it all. And those are the forces that are driving corruption. The government, in what effect, should also, this mass transit to help facilitate the movement of food items and people should also be embedded so that the cost of transportation will make the civil servants enjoy their work. But when all these things are skyrocketed, you must find a means to survive. it is very, very pertinent that a policeman who leaves the office in order to execute justice comes with a car that is not fuel, like you rightly mentioned. It's true. I met them yesterday. They say, help us. They didn't just hide. So, even in the civil service, to move a file, your own file, from one table to another,
Exactly.
the person in charge of movement of file expects something from you. If the movement of the file will be facilitated.
Exactly.
Not to talk of the man at the end of the affair, who signs finally. They will say, bring in the man, and at the end, he charges you. Every part of this situation, from the small hierarchy to the biggest, is entangled with problem of corruption. I was surprised when I was watching net that the Indians are complaining of exposing of questions by administrators in charge of questions. When WAEC is even written in the net. And you are aware of that. This is a part of corruption we're trying to find. So every hand should be on deck. And then not only those in political hierarchy, like you have mentioned, but we, the civil servants, should also tend to amend our things. But if you are you going to try to help you?
Okay. Thank you very much for your input. Okay, so we have another message here from say Quest Crew, Elder Godwin Ugili. Please let Mele Kyari return the 210 trillion naira Minister of Power under Buhari regime. Mr. Ahmed Saleh should return the 33.3 billion naira he stole. All looters should not go unarrested. Yeah, we know that this topic has been viral in the National Assembly, where Oshomole has become, in that particular, has become
particularly wanted.
Very, very
dead or alive.
Hello, good morning. Your name and where you are calling from? From Alegbo. Go ahead.
Yeah, all right. Yes, you people are doing a fantastic job there, enlightening us. Very good. The corruption we are talking about, all the long, one corruption, we will not taking steps to address corruption. And Nigeria will not move any forward rather than backward if we don't deal with this corruption of it. And when the top head is corrupt, the whole body, the whole country is bound to be corrupt.
Yeah.
Whether it's the police, now you can see that police carries the highest list of number of good workers. I'm not hearing that news this morning. So it appears there are no proper punishment for people found guilty of corruption. I suggest there should be more stiffer punishment to be met out from the law about corruption. Otherwise, that thing has already, damaged the country.
All right.
Whatever way you think Nigeria can move forward, it is impossible except corrupt people are dealt with. It should be considered and given a death punishment to corrupt people.
Okay. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. No, so he mentioned something that it has to come from the top to the bottom. Yeah. So my question is, Durance, if it comes from the top to the bottom, somebody is growing from the bottom. He's already learning the rope of corruption from the bottom. But by the time that thing cascade from the top to the bottom, this person already perfect the art of corruption.
Exactly.
Will it stop?
It will not see.
So I think we should look at it from the bottom. Let's bring up the next generation.
From top to bottom, from bottom to top.
So that, let's hear you.
One of our presidents saying from top to bottom. But when it comes to this issue of corruption, the common man is concerned about the common man is at the bottom. And if there's corruption at the bottom, the person when they hear the pain. Because if I'm going for any government establishment now, I go carry change for pocket. Because I know say the fine when my office they go. Once they don't tell me say na 10,000 I go pay for that place, I know say the person when I want give that fine.
Hello?
Will add something, join us.
Hello? Yeah, good morning. Your name and where you're calling from, please. Chief Duku, good to have you. Please go ahead.
This issue of corruption, the way we are handling it in this country, we are not going to have solution to it. Once you start giving excuses for somebody that is corrupt, that means you can't solve the problem. Because look at what we are saying now. That is because of the minimum wage. How much is a policeman that is leaving his house to go and work? How much is he earning? How can he take care of his family? Then that means you are not justifying him to cut somebody else. This minimum wage is for everybody. The thing is affecting you, is affecting me. Now, because you are having a uniform, you want to meet up, you want extra cost, you want extra money. You are not coming to extort me that is suffering the minimum wage. Does it make sense? If you want to make up for the shortage, that your salary is not enough, there are other legitimate angles you can look into. It must not be crime. That's why we are in this mess we are. Everybody want to commit crime to cover the salary that is not enough. Why not look to those people that are still holding on to their integrity, even within for the fact that they are earning, their salary is not enough for them, and they are doing legitimate business. Are they not surviving?
Yes. What I'd like to ask you. Now you employ someone who is going to work for you for 12 hours, for example. Let's even look at the example of 8 hours. The person goes to work at 7 o'clock or 8 o'clock and closes by 4 or 5 o'clock. So the entire day is gone, right? Now, you pay the person less money that can actually make him live a good life. Have you helped the person? I'm not justifying anybody's reason for doing an unlawful thing, but I'm just pointing out fact that sometimes certain things that we do could, because it's like water. Water will always find its level. So when the person you employ the person has worked from 8 to 5 in the evening, the time for business is closed. He closes and goes home. His monthly earning is not enough to take him for 1 week. How does the person survive?
No. The issue is, why will you accept a work that cannot take care of you?
Going back.
That is the day it starts from. You can't accept. You already know the pay.
See, accept
You know your expenses.
you never see money take
And you know that salary cannot
you want to choose which work you
satisfy you.
accept.
Why accepting that work for the first place?
You
People
do.
should learn to do what can take care of them. You don't need to accept that work. Then after accepting the work, before you are now saying this salary cannot take me home or cannot take care
And
of
if
me,
forget that
then you
people
now begin to
salary could
do
afford
other illegal
their-
things.
or their
If you
salary
are
could
accepting it,
sponsor
maybe
their
because
life,
you have no
but the
choice.
economy becomes
Fine.
worse
Since
and
you have
worse.
no
And
choice, you
still on
accept
that same
job.
salary.
What you should be thinking, what else will I do that is legitimate
The salary
to
just don't
make
move
up for
with the
shortfall?
economy.
That should be what should be coming to your mind. What else can I do that is legitimate?
Let me
Not
round up.
thinking of how can I cut corners.
You got about
That is
10
the
more
problem
minutes.
we're having. If you are thinking
10 or 5.
positively on how to cover the loophole, you will surely get it. You will surely get
5
it.
minutes more.
Because why you see people steal billions.
10
We are calling billions and trillions of
10
naira that
minutes.
people are stealing. You know why? Corruption there's a spirit in corruption, which people doesn't know. Once you take illegal money or you take money that belongs to somebody else and you add it to your legitimate money, that spirit comes into you. And that spirit is insatiable. You cannot satisfy that spirit. The more you are corrupt, the more you need more money. That's what is happening in our country today. So if you start from the little and you are corrupt, taking bribe, maybe like a policeman, you are taking 200 naira, 100 naira in the road. That spirit will come into you. If you are promoted to become the commissioner, you will want to see billions. If you become the IG, you want to see trillions, and you will never get tired.
Okay, I want to ask you one last question before you go. Now, we know that people when we are jobless, we are searching for a job. We are given to like any which one? Let me apply. You understand? Somebody may have applied to work in the civil service as a single individual, because at that stage, just like somebody who just graduated from the university today, that is trying to get hooked up in a job, it may not know everything about how the civil service function. All right, so he applies and he gets the job to be a teacher in school, to work in the hospital or whatever, and then he at the beginning he's a single individual. He does not have a family. That money was able to take care of him, but as time goes on, he married and he has 1 and 2 children. You understand? And now he's facing that acute shortage of fund. Where should he go to? What can he do extra to avoid corruption?
Yes, the truth is that anybody that is working as a civil servant,
So I think the question
that person has no reason to
with
be
the
poor
current
or to be
minimum
corrupt.
wage
Why did I
and
say
the current
this? Once you
reality
have
of
a
Nigeria's
government
economy,
job
can a
that
teacher,
guarantees your salary
married or
every month,
single,
now if that salary is not
survive with their
getting, is not
salary?
enough for you,
Somebody cannot
you
even
can
afford
work,
feeding
you
for a
can join
month
a
because of
cooperative
accommodation or
where
transportation.
you can borrow
You need
money
extra work to be able to
and
afford
begin
the
to
basic
invest.
amenities of life, and you are working
Begin to
that
invest.
demands your presence
And that
Monday
is
to
what
Friday.
you are getting from
So how
investment
now? Why you not go come
will
work,
be
go
your
find money
source
somewhere?
of income. Your salary will not be like a seed that you are using, you are sowing. Because your salary will be taking care of the loans you are taking from the cooperative, while the profit you are getting from the investment will not be able to take care of you.
All right. Thank you very much, Shivduku. Thank you very much, Shivduku. It was nice having you on there. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, Mr. Endurance. Let me ask you before you talk. If you were a teacher in the Nigerian setting today, and your salary is 100,000, for example, how do you, and whether you are single, you are currently single, or if you, because time goes on, you will marry. What can you do with it?
You no fit buy water, you no fit buy garri, you no fit buy akara. Go dey show. Let's say, for example, my transportation for 24 days.
22 days.
22
Maybe that
days.
22 days.
It's already 22,000 naira. If I dey spend 1,000 naira every day for transportation, 500 go and come. 22,000 don't come out already. Now feeding for 30 days. Let's say 40,000 naira.
You will stop.
Electricity bill because
You know, NEPA no dey bring light before leave electricity.
I dey pay
NEPA no dey bring light, leave electricity.
every month.
You dey pay every month.
Exactly.
To
For
who?
the house when I dey pay every month.
Okay.
Every month I must pay. 4K must go out. Even if na sometimes 2 times a week we dey see light, 4K must go out every month.
It's alright.
So you dey see the mathematics now. The money don't finish. 40,000 plus 22,000 for transport
62,000
plus
plus
4K.
That's 66,000.
My mom sometimes he go say, my son abeg, help me, hungry dey.
Now let your mama born.
So you are saying, abandon your family.
Now let your mama born.
No say not be every single man single.
Okay.
And one baby go dey one.
So you are single but not single.
The truth is this, and we are not trying to. Poverty is very close to compromise. When we are talking about the economy, poverty is close to compromise. And when we talk, say the government, they weaponize poverty, this is what we are saying. That they put poverty as gun of corruption for civil service hands, say, take and take, they shoot your common man. That's it.
Thank you very much. We have a message here from OBJ. He says, I appreciate this topic, sirs. I know the Delta State governor is doing well, but I want to use this media to tell him that the government is not only meant for the city and towns. Please, the village people are really suffering, especially those with roads and lights and flyovers. And the flyovers and the buses is a good. Let me read that again. Please, the village people are really suffering, especially those with roads and lights. The flyovers and the buses is a good work, but remember those in the village. Yeah, okay, so he's saying that the government should remember the
Infrastructural development
rural areas in their development stride. Okay, so So let's take one more call and see how it goes from there. Hello? Yeah, good morning. Your name and where you're calling from. Please be very brief with your comment. All right, thank you. Be very brief with your comment, sir. Go ahead.
You asked a question that if you are a teacher, what can you do apart from your normal teaching job?
Yes.
There's I know of a teacher that is teaching in a government school. The salary that he's paying is not enough to take up his responsibility. What he do is that he start up a lesson. After school, he organize the lesson. And they pay him. That is extra money for him to take up some of the things that is coming to his way.
Yes.
So when some people are defending this corruption of the thing, it's like you are giving excuses for them to be keep exporting money from people that are coming to that office. It's not fair. What is wrong is wrong.
Okay.
Let's just hit the nail on the head. Let us give them that. I think they are giving them excuse to export money for people more and more, and it's not good. That's my own taking. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. I appreciate your comment. We are running out of time. We have about 2 minutes left to go. Your last comment.
A civil servant person, a civil servant should understand that the corruption you are driving in any office you are occupying is affecting the common man. And there is no integrity in that. You are a thief. That is what you should consider yourself to be, as a corrupt civil servant who would not want to go to work. I think the government should even make it mandatory for teachers to their children should be attending the school they teaching, so that they should make it mandatory that every places like schools, the teachers picking good, they go there. They should be making mandatory that the politician, their children should not school, their first education should not be outside the country. Make it this country.
And shouldn't even be in the private school.
Exactly. They should make it into law like that, so that make our civil servants and agents, make them they work well.
Yeah. So thank you very much. There's a saying that what goes around comes around. If you work in an office and you derive pleasure by fleecing somebody, take money from people for what you do, you also demand that office that you work in, you don't stay there all the time. You also move from that place to another place. Somebody will also take from you. So what goes around comes around. And going back to your statement, in my book, the Disengagement Plan, I mentioned that most people, you go to all these primary schools and ask them, primary school, public schools generally, ask them, the teachers there, you will find that their word are not in those schools.
Exactly.
They are not there. Why? If you are teaching in the place and you have confidence in the place, in your teaching ability, why you not enrolling your child in that school? Exactly. Why are you taking your child to another school? So it's important. Now, just to clarify certain things, we are not holding brief for those who are into corruption. We are only just stating some of the reasons why people do such things, and we also condemn whatever it is that they do. Because if we must have a Nigerian society that is good for everyone, it must be corruption-free.
Exactly.
All right? Yeah. So that is where we draw the curtain today. My name remains Nofo Fred. This is the Envirogist, and we hope to be here next week, Thursday, by 10 in the morning. The curtain closes now. Thank you.